Hey, time to activate our fire chakra, as we start the Pyromancer overview. To get this class, you will need to complete the Zan storyline. Then talk to Warlick and complete his daily quest. Non-members can get 12 per day, and members can get 18 per day. You will just have to kill the boss in the same map. You will need 84 in total. So, for non-members you can get this class in 7 days, while members can get this class in 5 days, with 6 blaze tokens left over. Just make sure that if you are a member that you turn in the member quest, as you can't do both. For your enhancements, go full wizard. However, if you have all or forge, then here are some suggestions. Your first rank 4 passive reduces your incoming damage by 10%. Your second rank 4 passive increases your outgoing damage and hit chance by 10%. Finally, your rank 10 passive increases your haste by 15%. Your auto attack is a basic strike. However, your damage is based on your spell power, instead of attack power. Your second skill is called Sear. It targets one enemy and applies Scorch to them, which applies a light damage over time. Lasts 6 seconds. Your third skill is called Withering Blast. You deal damage to one enemy, and apply Withering Burn to them, which is a damage over time effect that reduces their outgoing damage by 10%. Lasts 8 seconds. Your fourth skill is called Burning Ward. You heal yourself, and apply the Burning Ward effect to yourself. This reduces your incoming damage by 50%, and reflects the enemy's damage back at them whenever they hit you. The heal always crits. The damage reflected is soft capped at 1000. So, if an enemy hits you for more than 1000, then you will still only reflect 1000 damage back at them. Lasts 6 seconds. Your fifth skill is called Flame Orb. You target one enemy, and deal large damage to them. You also apply the Flame Orb effect to your enemy, which is powerful damage over time that lasts 10 seconds. The thing to note is that if you apply Scorch first, which is your second skill, then all your other skills basically get buffed. If Scorch is applied and then you use your third skill, the damage is effectively doubled. You also apply Incinerate, which increases the enemy's incoming damage by 10%. This stacks up to 10 times. Lasts 10 seconds. If you combine Scorch with your fourth skill, then the enemy will receive double the damage. Just note that the Burning Ward effect is hard capped at 2000 if Scorched is applied. So, if the enemy were to hit you for more than 2000 damage, then you still only reflect 2000 damage back at them. If you combine Scorch with your fifth skill, then you will deal double damage to the enemy. It will also apply the Incinerate effect to the target, which increases their incoming damage over time by 10%. And yes, it is the same Incinerate debuff from combining your second and third skill. Meaning that it will be easier to maintain your Incinerate stacks. When it comes to soloing, Pyromancer is pretty decent. It has a heal and a nuke, combined with lots of damage over time effects on the enemy. It is also quite tanky from its fourth skill as well. The combo I would go with is 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, 5. After that, go ahead and spam. Just make sure that you use your second skill to apply Scorch, before using any of your other skills. Also, if you are facing a hard-hitting enemy, then start with your fourth skill, to reduce your incoming damage by 50%. Here's what the class would look like with forge enhancements and damage boosts. It can still die to one-shot bosses though. I wouldn't recommend it for farming. In terms of supporting, this class can reduce enemy outgoing damage by 10%. However, most importantly, is its Incinerate debuff, which increases enemy damage taken by 10%, stacking up to 10 times. So, if there are other members in your party which have powerful damage over time classes like Dragon Shinobi or Shadow Stalker of Time, then Pyromancer would be useful in that context. However, if your allies aren't using strong damage over time classes, then, please, don't use this class to support. Overall, Pyromancer is a nice early to mid-game class to have. It's much quicker to get, compared to how it was 10 years ago. Back then, this was one of the very few classes that could beat Vindicator if they, due to the Burning Ward damage reflection. You can't really do that anymore, with PvP amulets being a thing. One thing though, I really wish this class had more crit and hit chance, because if you miss both your second skill and your fifth skill, it hurts your DPS badly. And, I'm talking in the context of base wizard enhancements, by the way. I hope they change it so that Seer becomes a can't crit but can't miss ability. I also personally prefer another class compared to this, but we will get into that another time. So, the bottom line is, if you are a lower level player, I would recommend getting Pyromancer. Additionally, even if you don't want Pyromancer, I would still recommend you get this class, since it is a requirement for Blazebinder. Anyway, that's all from me, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.